Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, May 5th, 2014 meeting of the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. We're operating on Schulte time this morning, but he's not here. So with that, I'll announce that there is a quorum. There are two commissioners present, Ms. Edna Fund and myself, and we'll begin with the flag salute. Edna.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I'd like to move to approve the minutes of April 28th, 2014.
I will second that. Any questions, additions, deletions, corrections? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. There is no one signed up for public comment, so we will proceed with the proclamation, or two.
I move that we approve Proclamation 1 and 2. One is National Corrections Officer and Employee Week, and number 2 is National Drug Court Month.
I will second. Do you want to read the first one? I'll read the second one.
Sure. Okay, number 1. Before the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, proclamation, National Correction Officers and Employees Week. Whereas the Lewis County Sheriff's Office is committed to making Lewis County a safe, secure, and productive place for people to live, work, and go to school. And whereas an essential part of this concept is running a tough, no-frills jail, which meets humanitarian needs and saves the taxpayers' money. And whereas correction officers are unseen and often unappreciated, dedicated professionals who choose a career as community servants who manage a diverse group of individuals, some of whom are violent, mentally ill, and dangerous. Whereas correction officers are integral to ensuring the citizens of Lewis County are protected from people who the criminal justice system has determined are not safe to be at large in our communities. And whereas in 1984, President Ronald Reagan designated the first week of May as National Correction Officers and Employees Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners proclaims the first week of May 2014 as National Correction Officers and Employees Week in Lewis County, done in open session this 5th day of May, Lewis County Board of County Commissioners.
Thank you. Steve?
May I make a comment?
Certainly.
For the record, Steve Mansfield, Sheriff-elect, Lewis County. Couple things.
Elect?
Elected sheriff? Yeah. Okay. Can I move forward? Hey, I just want to say, you know, I run a tough no-frills jail, and it is controversial with some of the other jails and the way people run things across not only the state but the country. And I'm very proud of what we're able to do here and the manner and the way how we do it. We treat people right over there because of who we are, not because of who they may be. And many of the people in my jail are people who have made mistakes continually throughout their lives. There is a segment that is very violent and would hurt you, would hurt me, or anyone else they come in contact with. And jails are one of the most difficult environments to work in. There isn't a reality TV show for working in a jail, but there should be, because it'd be a big hit when you see all the different things that my correction officers have to go through and deal with on a daily basis. They're faced with unbelievable challenges and safety issues, and things can happen in a moment's notice, and I'm very proud of the job they do here. We do get sued occasionally, however, we do a fantastic job over there, and being around difficult and dangerous people for 8-12 hours a day, it takes its toll, and our people do a magnificent job and deserve our respect, and I certainly thank you for your recognition in recognizing the difficulties that they face and the job that they do for us in helping Lewis County meet its mission. So I am inviting you. They have on Wednesday from 11 to 2, they have a corrections officer appreciation lunch on the south end of the jail, and all three of you will be invited to attend that. So once again, thank you very much for your recognition.
Thank you, Sheriff. further comment. When the Morton White Pass high school basketball team came in for the recognition that we give to state champion teams, we took them upstairs and showed them the old jail. And they were pretty impressed with that, but they said, we really want to see the new jail. And so I called Kevin Hansen and said, we'd like to get these kids to go through your jail and see what it's like. I dare say that that was the most impressionable thing those kids did all day. They thoroughly enjoyed the tour, and yet were really coming away from there with the understanding that we really don't want to be here. And that's just what we want. Thank you again, Kevin, for allowing that to take place. And like I said, it made a huge impression on some young men, some of which may be a true deterrent. They're all pretty good kids, but you just never know what's going to happen. So appreciate that. Thank you. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do the second one, then we'll vote on both of them.
Okay.
Or you want to do, let's do recognition. I'd like all you guys in the corrections department to come up for a photo op. Do we have a picture besides you, Scott? And Sheriff also, please. And we have a couple. Sherry. Sign it. Yeah, that'd be good.
It's time for a breakout. Jail break.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's good that you guys- Every time I go into court and see these guys come in with somebody in shackles, just brings a chill to my spine. So.
Yes.
Okay, our second proclamation regarding drug court. For the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, a proclamation declaring May 2014 as National Drug Court Month. Whereas this year marks the 25th anniversary of the nation's first drug court and the 10th year anniversary of the operation of the Lewis County Drug Court. And whereas drug courts are now recognized as the most successful criminal justice intervention in our nation's history. And whereas drug courts save up to $27 for every $1 invested and produce up to $13,000 for every individual they serve. And whereas 75% of drug court graduates will never see another pair of handcuffs. And whereas drug courts significantly improve substance abuse treatment outcomes, substantially reduce drug abuse and crime, and do so at less expense than any other justice strategy. And whereas drug courts facilitate community-wide partnerships, bringing together public safety and public health professionals in the fight against drug abuse and criminality. And whereas drug courts are the cornerstone of criminal justice reform sweeping the nation. And whereas the extraordinary expansion of the drug courts and the principles and practices 25 years ago has helped cause 40 years of escalating prison populations to decline. And whereas drug courts demonstrate that when one person rises out of drugs and crime, we all rise. Therefore, be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners declares that a drug court month be established for the month of May 2014, recognizing the significant contributions drug courts have over the past 25 years toward reducing substance abuse, crime, and recidivism while saving valuable resources. done in open session this 5th day of May, 2014, Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington. You guys want to speak?
Good morning. Tracy Mitchell, the Lewis County Superior Court Commissioner. I'm here on behalf of myself, who presides over Family Drug Court, and Judge Nelson Hunt, who cannot be with us today. He's out on medical leave. As you indicated, it's been 10 years since the Lewis County Superior Court Drug Court was created. Initially was started by now retired Judge Hall and then succeeded by Judge Hunt, who has been at the helm for nearly 8 years. And he is supported by his drug court team and the exceptional drug court manager, Jennifer Soper Baker. Since 2005 up through 2013, drug court has produced 122 graduates. Tracking their success, we have produced a 10.6% recidivism rate versus the usual over 60% rate. That represents a huge savings to the county taxpayers and county resources. Several years ago, there was a nearly unanimous support among the county's municipalities supporting the tax, which allowed the Board of County Commissioners to implement a sanctioned 0.1% sales tax. The tax generates the funds to run drug court and the family drug court and other substance abuse and mental health programs in the county. In 2012, we started the family drug court. We currently have 8 families, and so far, their progress has far exceeded our expectations. Drug court works for the participants in the counties, and I can't find a better program than I've been involved in the law in the last 30 years as drug courts. There is a graduation tonight over in Courtroom 1 in Superior Court of one of our participants, and everyone is invited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
I'd like to make a comment.
Please do.
When I first took office, I decided I wanted to observe drug court in action, and I try not to miss any of your graduations. And when I see the before and after pictures, it's pretty amazing. You think, can somebody come away from their life that's led them down the bad track to leading a productive life? And it's amazing what you folks have done, and I appreciate what you're doing. We were in Morton last week there was a community meeting on folks with drug and alcohol at Morton High School, and there was a graduate there, and it was nice to hear what she had to say. So great work. Thank you very much.
Okay, is there any comments on the proclamations? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote for both proclamations at once. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Yeah. You guys want to?
As our board president.
Isaac, do you want to go first?
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. You want to go first? You done, Kyle?
Yep.
Over here. Oops.
Oops.
Got it. We'll do those.
What do you mean when you say oops? I know what I mean when I say oops.
Don't move.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. I move that we approve the notice agenda, 3 and 4, resolution number 14-141 through 142.
I will second. Ms. Napier.
Good morning, Lee Napier, Director of Community Development, speaking on the notice items 3 and 4. The first item that I'll speak on is Resolution 14-141, and this is a notice of hearing. The Department of Fish and Wildlife is proposing to install 20 net pens on the surface of Mayfield Lake, and this action is reviewed under the county shoreline master plan and is a conditional use permit. That type of activity requires a public hearing and will come before the Board of County Commissioners. The hearing date is set for May 19th. The proposal has been advertised. You will receive a staff report and a staff presentation regarding this item on May 19th. So the action today is to pass the resolution to set the hearing date. Any questions?
Just have a comment very quickly. Lee has gone through considerable conversations and chagrin attempting to work with the WDFW on this issue, and it's been somewhat of a nightmare. The agency sets the rules, and then they don't want to abide by the rules, and so we've been doing this battle with them, and hopefully we'll get this worked out. We still have some hurdles to jump over, and this is just the first of those that we need to jump over. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next notice is item number 4, Resolution 14-142. And this is an ordinance. The draft ordinance is 1253. 1253. And it's a draft ordinance amending Lewis County Code Title 17 related to the setback regulations. So this has been reviewed by the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission has asked that the Board of County Commissioners set a hearing date, which is the purpose of today's agenda item, to pass a resolution which sets a hearing date for June 2nd, 2014. And at that time, the ordinance is available for the public's review, but we'll have a staff report prior to that with the general public comment, question and answer section, comment section, and staff report. Any questions?
Both of these resolutions are just to notice a upcoming meeting.
That's correct.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this? Call for the vote on the notice agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I move that we approve Resolution 5 through 8, number 14-143 through 146.
Second. The first resolution, number 14-143, is our weekly approval of payments for warrants. This week we had 219 regular warrants to be approved in the amount of $580,848.87. Slow week.
Good morning, Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services, speaking to items number 6 and 7. Item number 6 is resolution number 14-144. This is approving amendment number 14 to the consolidated contract with the Washington State Department of Health. First, let me say you don't typically hear about these amendments in this meeting because it's usually done through the Board of Health meetings, but the May Board of Health meeting was canceled. So this resolution, if approved, will increase the amount of the consolidated contract by $13,800 for a revised maximum consideration of $2,670,221, and amend some statement of works and schedule of federal awards. The contract is effective for 3 years. It's 2012 through 2014 contract, and it is the primary vehicle for transferring federal and state funding to the local health jurisdictions for planning and local implementation of public health prevention and early intervention programs and activities. This is the 14th amendment during this three-year contract, and this particular amendment affects 2 different areas within our department. The first is the Office of Drinking Water under the Group A system program. This amendment increases the contract by $2,250. This increase was anticipated by our department, so we did not have to do a budget amendment. The second area is the Public Health Emergency Preparedness and Response. This amendment increases the contract amount by $11,550. It's adding funding for a specific project, and it adds the funds from the Hospital Association. Is there any questions?
Thank you.
And item number 7 is Resolution 14-145. This is to transfer accumulated annual and sick leave for an employee within Public Health and Social Services. So Public Health and Social Services is one department, but 2 separate funds. And Lisa Canzati has previously served as our health educator under the Public Health Fund, Fund number 190. She is now moving into the Social Services Fund, Fund 104. And so this is just a housekeeping item that we have to formally move her leave from one fund to another. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to item number 8 on your consent agenda. That's resolution number 14-146, bid award for the King Road Rehabilitation Project. As you're aware, this project went out to bid on March 24, 2014. We received 8 responsive bids. Sterling Breen is a low bidder at $2,692,353.41. So let me say that in a different way. $2,692,353.41. The engineer's estimate for this project was $2,680,127. So the lowest responsive bid is above the engineer's estimate by less than 1%. We recommend acceptance of the low bid provided by Sterling Breen Crushing. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions or comments on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have one hearing scheduled this morning on a non-exclusive franchise to Industrial Park at TransAlta. Larry. Procedurally, we have a staff report followed by questions and answers, and then we'll close that portion of the hearing and open it up for public comment. And at that point, we'll move forward. Larry.
Larry Unzelman, Real Estate Services Manager, speaking to Resolution 14-147 in the matter of a non-exclusive franchise to the Industrial Park at TransAlta. This hearing is to consider granting a non-exclusive franchise to the Industrial Park at TransAlta, which would allow them to construct, operate, and maintain water and sewer facilities on a portion of Big Hannaford Road just east of Centralia. The franchise would allow use of a portion of the Big Hannaford Road to extend TransAlta's water and sewer facilities to provide utilities to the proposed industrial park. The sewer line is proposed to run along the south side of Big Hannaford Road with one crossing, while the water line is simply a crossing of Big Hannaford Road. The franchise, as proposed, would authorize use of about 1 mile of Big Hannaford Road in sections 29 and 30, Township 15 North, Range 1 West. Resolution 14-114, which was passed by this board on April 7th of 2014, sets this date, May 5th, as a date for hearing on the matter. The non-exclusive franchise is being granted pursuant to and in conformance with RCW 36.55 and Lewis County Code 12.25 through 12.50. RCW 36 requires that no hearing be held on a proposed franchise until 5 days after the last publication date and 15 days after posting of the notice thereof in 3 public places. Publication must be twice in the official newspaper for publication in the county. Publication did occur on April 9th and 16th in the East County Journal, and the franchise was posted in 3 public places. Affidavits are on file indicating compliance with the posting and publication requirements. The franchise proposed has a 5-year term, and has been sent to the applicant for their review, and they have accepted and signed the franchise and returned it to the county. It's the recommendation of the Public Works Department that this franchise for water and sewer system facilities on a portion of Big Hannaford Road be granted to the industrial park at TransAlta.
So Larry, this is an extension of existing, so this is not an old line that we're just replacing the franchise agreement. This is actually a new section that they're going to be putting in.
That's correct. It would be a new section. Yeah, it's an extension of TransAlta's infrastructure, but it's not presently in place along the Big Hannaford Road.
Okay, but we do have a franchise agreement in place for other portions of the Big Hannaford Road that are already in existence, correct?
Most of the existing line is on TransAlta's on their private property.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any questions from the public? Ron?
Ron Averill, resident in the greater Centralia area. Larry, this has been going on for some time, as I recall. I think that originally the extension of that line was first proposed 2 or 3 years ago. But what essentially we're doing is it's allowing the TransAlta facility, is it not, to come down to the park so that we can provide those services as we try to attract industry into that area?
That is correct. The franchise is actually to IPAT, the industrial park at TransAlta, but they are connecting on to the TransAlta plant facilities that are existing.
You know, which TransAlta agreed to do some time ago. Mm-hmm. So, and actually, the ability to do anything on that park is prescribed unless we do have utilities there for them to use.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the public? Then I will close the question and answer period and open up a comment period. Larry, would you like your comments to be incorporated into the comments in the hearing?
Yes, I would like them incorporated.
Done. Are there any other commentators on there? Thank you. So we're opened up to a hearing, comments from the public, comments from the board regarding this. I would like to say that this is one of the steps we have to go through to get the IPAT approved, the Industrial Park TransAlta approved, and we're happy to move forward with this and get that project moving forward, I think. So, thank you. Hearing no further comment, go ahead.
I'd like to second that because we know that IPAT has a lot of ability to help the community economically, and this board is for economic development, and we just wholeheartedly support this. Thank you.
No other comments, so I will close the hearing and call for the vote. All in favor of approving resolution 14-141, which one is it?
14-147.
14-147, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Larry.
Yes. Seeing no further business on our agenda, I move we adjourn.
I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Where'd my pen go?